What is thy bidding, my master?
There's been a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
We have a new enemy. The uninformed.
Yes, my master.
They could destroy us.
The TV spots and trailers can no longer help them.
They don't understand the timeline or the fact that the original Death Star is in the movie.
How is that possible?
Search your feelings, my apprentice.
I will show them, my master.
Good.
Hey guys, Rex Overdrive here, and with Rogue One right around the corner, I wanted to talk about everything we know so far, and there's still a lot of people out there that don't really know what this movie is all about. This movie's the first of its kind when it comes to Star Wars, the first standalone Star Wars movie with more on the way, and Rogue One has a lot more riding on it than you think. Lucasfilm plans on making these movies for the foreseeable future, but what exactly do we know about Rogue One, a Star Wars story? And it's been confirmed. Rogue One will not feature an opening crawl, and for some people going into this movie for the first time, they might not even notice, but the opening crawl is synonymous with Star Wars. It's almost like George Lucas tucking you in bed and telling you a bedtime story. It sets the tone of the movie. I'm bummed about it, but I understand why Lucasfilm is getting rid of it for the standalone movies. And I think they really want a visual distinction to differentiate those episodic movies from the standalone movies. And I get it. And you know what? After the first minute of the movie, it won't even matter. And the basic premise of Rogue One lies in the opening crawl of the original Star Wars movie that came out in 1977. This movie is going to be taking place extremely close to the events of the first Star Wars movie. Rumors going around that this movie might end 15 minutes before the events in A New Hope. Rogue One also introduces Jedha, a small desert moon located in the Jedha system in the galaxy's inner rim. Jedha is a place of worship for those who believe in the Force. And we also know that Jedha is being occupied by the Empire to control its Kyber crystal resources. And what are Kyber crystals, you ask? Kyber crystals are a living crystal that are most known for being used in a lightsaber. And as part of a Jedi's training, they are sent into a cave to retrieve a crystal and construct their lightsaber. And we also know that Kyber crystals are also used to power the super laser on the Death Star. And our main protagonist in Rogue One is Jyn Erso, a former criminal recruited by Mon Mothma, a leader in the Rebel Alliance. Jyn's father, Galen Erso, is a scientist who, just judging by the trailer, is forced against his will by Director Krennic to help with the construction of the Death Star's super laser. Krennic is the director of advanced weapons research for the Imperial military and is obsessed with completing the long-delayed Death Star. The Rebel Alliance has received a transmission from Galen Erso informing them that the Empire is planning an imminent weapons test. With the intent to steal the secret plans to the Death Star, Jyn Erso and a band of rebels are led by Captain Cassian Andor, a recruiter for the rebellion. This group consists of Chirrut Imwe, a blind spiritual warrior that believes in the Force, and his friend and protector Baze Malbus. There's also Bodhi Rook, who is an ex-Imperial pilot, and K2SO, a reprogrammed Imperial security droid. And one character I'm really intrigued to see how he fits into the mix is Saw Gerrera, played by Forrest Whitaker. This character originally debuted in the Clone Wars animated TV series as somewhat of a rebel extremist, and it's likely that we'll see him team up with the rest of the rebels trying to steal the plans for the Death Star. And along with Jedha, the planet Scarif makes its debut in Rogue One. This looks like the planet that the Death Star is in orbit while finishing construction. This might look like the perfect vacation spot for you and the kids, but think again. Scarif is impenetrable as it's completely surrounded by a deflector shield housing a major Imperial security complex. And the character that I'm most excited for in this movie, as I'm sure you all could guess, Darth Vader. I don't think this guy's going to have the most amount of screen time in this movie, but he doesn't have to. I want to feel the presence of Darth Vader looming in the background. And we know from the original Star Wars movie, Vader is not impressed with the Death Star. And I think Vader will be there breathing down Krennic's back. And when Krennic fails, not if, when Krennic fails, Vader will be there. And it might seem like we already know a lot about this movie given where and when it takes place in the Star Wars timeline, but there's still a lot to discover. How is this movie going to end, and how is it going to lead into episode 4? That's the big question. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe for future videos. I'm Rex Overdrive. I'll see you next time.